After everything we've been through as a nation, here's something about the pandemic that we do know. Health experts say the biggest single obstacle for the United States to fully reopening is the lack of national testing. The actor and author Sean Penn is one of many people stepping up to help as the federal government struggles to provide this testing. He joins me in a moment. Let me give you a little background that you probably don't need. Mr. Sean Penn has, of course, appeared in over 50 films and so many classics. To name a few: Carlito's Way, Dead Man Walking, I Am Sam, The Thin Red Line. He is also a two-time Oscar winner, winning Best Actor for his role in the 2004 film Mystic River, and then again for something that hits close to home for many people and, of course, is a theory and a facet of our politics for years, his heartbreaking portrayal of the politician and LGBT activist Harvey Milk. Penn also co-founded this relief organization, CORE, back in 2010. This was after earthquakes in Haiti. CORE has been operating now a dozen testing sites. This is both throughout California and additional sites in Atlanta, Detroit, and North Carolina. This is the day in and day out work of supporting all the other efforts, including governmental, to improve testing in our country. Now, in the coming weeks, they're working to expand into other parts of America, including in New Orleans. Recently, the organization got another boost with a $10 million donation from Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey, working on this mission of helping many of the most vulnerable during the pandemic. CORE has given about 130,000 COVID-19 tests since the end of March, and each and every one of them are free. Sean Penn returns to the beat. Good to see you, even in tough times, sir. Thanks for being here.
Thanks very much. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. You have been at this a while, as mentioned. This organization has done different things. Walk us through how you and your colleagues looked at this challenge and jumped into this.
I guess the short version is that we'd been initially involved in disaster response. We had built up some skills and some lessons learned over these years. We'd moved from operating just in Haiti into the United States in the hurricane belt, into the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and we developed networks of volunteers and did trainings with a real agenda for prevention and preparedness. And then this came, and we had been through the cholera epidemic in Haiti and through a particular case of diphtheria, where we were dealing with a transmittable infectious disease and with these issues of testing, contact tracing. And so when this happened, we went to the governor's office, Governor Newsom, who's been doing an extraordinary job here in California. And he put us on to the Los Angeles Mayor, Eric Garcetti, who'd put into place with the LA Fire Department a fairly robust testing program. But those sites were being manned by the LA Fire Department, who should be available to the city for their emergency response, their paramedics in general. So we were able to plug right in with our volunteer corps, get everybody trained up, and get those firefighters back in the streets and God forbid, fighting forest fires. Out of that, we began to expand into the governor's program in California, statewide, and then from that, by extension, and as you noted in the opening, because of an extraordinary support and donation from Jack Dorsey, into going nationwide.
Yeah, I'll make a quick joke. Who knew Twitter was good for anything? But
well, I didn't know what Twitter really was for all.
Go ahead.
I say I'm a Luddite who has avoided all social media, and I've just gotten my first tweets out through Jack's challenge in the last week. But yeah,
I saw that, man. I saw you jumped on and you were new. So you basically, because of working with him and the humanitarian work you're doing, you thought, okay, I'll try it. You'd really, I gotta hand it to you. Staying off Twitter till 2020 that's an accomplishment and a good one.
Well, I hope to accomplish staying off of the comments board as well as I have so far, because I have a sense what those kinds of things can be.
Yeah. So you went and did these meetings. One thing I wanted to ask you, I got to hang with you a little bit when you were in for your book. So we talked in person, and, you know, most people are busy trying to get through their lives and their challenges in their day. You, in addition to being obviously this tremendous actor from all the stuff we mentioned, you've had the privilege of going a lot around the world, and you're very interested in the rest of the world. I'm curious, just because of that, how much that informed the way you approach this, because America in the recent era, if you don't go back to 1918, is living through this for a first time. But as you know, many other countries around the world have recently dealt with this level of fear of lockdown. I'm just curious how that played into your view of all this.
Well, I would answer it two ways. One is there are pockets of America for whom this is not an entirely new dynamic. And those are the same pockets that are being most specifically targeted by this virus. And that has to do with the marginalized communities, those who are less digitally fluent, and so, you know, in Haiti, which is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere and twice as poor as the next poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, was you know, a very good training ground to have kind of a belief in resilience and citizenry. We have had extraordinary volunteers and staff there, and so I believed we could do the same here. And sure enough, there's 450 volunteers manning our sites as we're talking, all from the communities where the sites are, all trained local people, and doing you know, an incredible job. There's a really untapped power in community support, and the idea that what we're trying hard to model is to be able to bridge with in partnership between whether it's community organizations or NGOs like ours and local governance, state governance.
Right. That's so important, and I love what you were bringing to it. We wanted to spotlight this. I'm going to tell people how to get involved. Sean Penn, thanks for coming on The Beat again, sir.
You bet. Thank you very much.
100%. Let me tell everyone, you can go volunteer or donate. You can get involved in the way that makes sense for you in your life. It's www.coreresponse.org, www.coreresponse.org. And The Beat will be right back.